Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Professor Dmitry Besarabov, the Director of Hydrogen South Africa Infrastructure Competence Center at Northwest University. Professor Dmitry Besarabov, a green hydrogen visionary, has played a leading role in helping South Africa to be selected to host ICE 2023, the fourth international conference on electrolysis. Water electrolysis is poised to make the world a better place with the help of South Africa's magical platinum group metals, particularly when it comes to PEM electrolysis. Dmitry, you have been given a great honor of being elected to chair ICE 2023, the International Hydrogen Electrolysis Conference that is scheduled to take place at Sun City from the 27th of August to the 1st of September. Can I kick off by asking you, what role can ICE 2023 play in helping the world to transition to green energy?
Yes, sure, Martin. Thank you for that opportunity. The ICE series of conferences is a special set of conferences that bring together international experts and scientists. And water electrolysis is still, I would say, relatively unpacked technology that could beneficiate various societies in different ways. I just want to mention that these days approximately 80 million tons of hydrogen is produced annually worldwide. And most of this hydrogen is produced from the fossil fuels that comes with the penalty of large CO2 emission. And when a country or a continent hosts conferences like that, it creates awareness about the potential of the technology as well as about the gaps. And since this conference is attended by top scientists, I would say cream of the crop of scientists, there are discussions going on, and if a newcomer goes to that conference, such a person is exposed to the great body of knowledge that is just poured on him. He or she makes a networking, asks questions, and understands where the problems are within the water electrolysis. And just an example of still unpacked value of the technology, because the water electrolysis produces oxygen as a byproduct. And there is an opportunity to valorize this oxygen as a free, green, clean oxygen that we basically breathe in. So the conference itself is also to engage with industry, with local industry.
And why are hydrogen technologies so special for the continent of Africa?
Well, we heard in the past, and we're still hearing about the transition, just transition, green energy, and the green agenda. So I think that we need to look at a number of opportunities and identify why it is important not only for South Africa but for Africa. In the past 300 plus years, countries that have fossil fuel deposits, natural deposits like oil and gas, have been developing very fast. And now we have issues with clean air, we have issues with climate change, we have issues with temperature rising that partially has to do with industrial emissions from these countries. Now, geopolitics is such that if we look at the decades ahead of us, we could think, and there are reasons that we can think in this direction, that geopolitics will change in such a way that those countries that are endeavored and have potential of exporting and unpacking the green energy in the form of renewable energy, solar and sun, could play a bigger and bigger role, and eventually will be dominating over the old fossil fuels. And Africa has a lot of potential in that respect. It's sitting in a solar belt with a very high solar radiation. Just think of the Northern Cape and Namibia. So why I'm saying we have to look at it from different options. Domestic application is one. It's important for Africa. There are more than 600 million people in Africa do not have access to electricity. That's one way of doing that. But the other way of looking at that is focusing on export. Asian countries, Europe wants hydrogen. So why don't we make sure that we export our sunshine to those parts of the planet in the form of hydrogen or its derivatives? That immediately kicks in new business cases, new jobs, and knowledge-based technology. That's knowledge-based economy. That's what is important for Africa.
And how can ICE 2023 help South Africa to reach essential new milestones along that far-reaching road that it's set for itself, the Hydrogen Society roadmap, which we have already drawn up for ourselves?
I would say that the generation of knowledge and this compact body of knowledge is spread across participants. We could look at participants from all of the not only sub-Saharan Africa, but also from the northern part of Africa. It's a networking, it's the technology awareness. It's not only pictures of the companies, but it's really the highlights of the gaps that this technology brings, because we don't want to be naive and think that the hydrogen, green hydrogen, is a panacea for our energy problems. That type of discussions are very important, but it's not just hot air producing. It's a discussion with specific numbers and the way forward, how our academics, young brains can be involved. This is so very important.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Professor Dmitry Besarabov, the director of the Hydrogen South Africa Infrastructure Competence Center at Northwest University.